Howdy partners, today we're going to be taking a look at the Season 18 rewards for the Wild West season. So make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. Yeehaw!
Starting off with the level 2 prize, which is the Native Wing by Mr. Yamal S.
In my opinion, it's not a great spoiler. Is it clever? Yeah, but I don't think I'm ever really going to use this, and I don't know how the coloring is going to work with the way it transitions from white into brown, if it's going to be stuck at that color, or if it's going to be changeable. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Probably not a spoiler I'll ever use though, but I can definitely see the appeal. And it's not badly designed, it's definitely really well designed. Level 3, we have the Spinning Windmill Wing by Denold. I'm guessing by these arrows that this one actually spins, in which case that's really cool. I think that's really clever to put on a spoiler. Not sure how often this one will get used, and the same thing with the Native Wing. I'm not sure if it's gonna be recolorable because it has just so many colors on it, but it's a clever spoiler. Both of these are really clever spoilers. I don't know if either of them are gonna be colorable or used that much, but I like the idea and I'm not upset that they're being added. Then we have the Wanted poster furniture. I'm really surprised this made it in. I wasn't really expecting this to be the furniture that got picked. But it is, and I'm not complaining. I like this one. It's got a nice like little photo op vibe going on. It's fun. We don't really have another item like this. So it's a new type kind of item. It's like a little scene that you can take screenshots in. I like it. Oh yeah, and then this is by Denold, which is the second item in the pass by Denold. Level 5, we have the Bullhorn Wing by Mr. Yamal S, the second prize by Mr. Yamal S in this pass. I think this was the first reward that I saw for this season. I really like it. I think it's a fun one. I know that this time around this one is colorable, and I don't know how often I'll use it, but I definitely think there will be people that use this one. Moving on to the second tweet, we have the Gunfire Rims by Silent Polarization as the level 6 prize. I know a lot of people really wanted this one to make it in, and if it's anything like what was shown on Reddit, then the only colorable part of this rim are the bullets and not the actual rest of the barrel, which I like. Oopsie. I think that's a really fun way to color the rim. I like rims that you don't color the whole thing, you only color a specific part of it. I like those rims. I'm not sure if I'll ever use these, but I really like them, and I'm really glad they're in the game, because I can tell that these are gonna look really good on some cars. Probably one of my favorite rewards inside the pass. As the level 7 prize, we have the Tumbleweed Rims by Ghost Roblox 76367. These ones are also really fun. They remind me of the Bull Rims, but kind of like tumbleweedified. Like a more rough looking version of the Bull Rims or the Retro Racer. Maybe not the Retro Racer, but the Bull Rims definitely. Yeah, you can see it, right? But I like these. I do think it's kind of cool how not only is there the tumbleweed part, but there's also this kind of border around the inside of the tire. So I like these. I think these are fun. Again, I don't know if I'll ever use them, but I can definitely see the appeal. As the level 8 prize, we have the Bandit Bandana Skin by Puga. I didn't see a lot about this one being posted anywhere, but I like it. I think we need more red textures, and this is definitely a good one to add into the mix. It's kind of like the red version of the blue jean texture, if that makes any sense. They're kind of similar, right? Am I the only one who thinks that? I feel like they're kind of similar. But yeah, I think this is a solid texture. Then as the level 9 prize, we have the Wagon Wheel Rims. I really was not expecting these to win, because I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong, but I thought Asimo said something about how they can't have the rims go over the tires, but I guess that wasn't true now, looking at this, because they added this. I think this is one of the most, like, unique rims, because it goes completely over the tire, pretty much. Like, if the tire wasn't there, the rim would still be touching the ground. It's a really funny looking rim, and I can't wait to see some customizations that people make with this one, because I think it's gonna be a really unique one that gets used a lot. It's a fun one. It's a goofy one. I like it. I'm a big fan. Moving on to what everybody's been waiting for. Don't worry about this down here. We'll take a look at that in a minute. We have the Longhorn Convertible by Eyes of Oblivion. I've seen a lot of people saying that this is similar to the Bandit, and yeah, it's similar, but like, I guess they do look a little similar, but I personally, I don't really mind. I think they're both really fun cars. The Bandit has its own look, and then this also has a completely different look while also being somewhat similar to the Bandit. It might just be me. I think they look similar, yeah, but I don't really mind. The wood texture here along the sides is so great. The little horns in the front, like this car has a lot of character already, and it's not even in the game. Taking a look at the other screenshots, of course, we have, like, from the back, those rear lights are pretty unique. I don't think we have anything like that in Jailbreak. We have the weird, like, tire on the back. It's a 4-seater. This image confirms it has the fire coming out of the exhaust. It has a lot, it's like the Shogun. It has a lot of unique little attributes that give it a lot of character. There it is from the front. And I know there's an elephant in the room that we'll address in a minute, but for now we're just talking about the car. But yeah, I'm a fan of it. I think similar to the Poseidon or the Bandit, I'm probably not gonna drive it that much, but again, I always like having more cars in this game. And this is a solid addition to the roster, if I'm being honest. You may have also noticed that there's a video attached about the car. And well, let's take a look at this, shall we? There's no volume, so I'm just gonna I can talk over it. But it's a convertible. Yes, we knew that, but it's the very first animated convertible. This Twitter quality video sucks. I'm sorry about this, but it's animated. That's so freaking cool. Like, am I like weird for geeking out over that? I feel like that's really cool. Like, it's just a bunch of cool features that come together to make a really unique car. This car feels extremely unique. If the Bandit wasn't in Jailbreak, I would like think this is probably one of the most like unique cars we have in the game. But it doesn't even look that similar to the Bandit after you look at it for a little bit. Also, this is our first look at some of its stats. Not a great look, sure, but we can see that it hits 70 in about a second, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, stay tuned for my review of the car whenever I get it in a month or so, but in the meantime, this is all we have in terms of stats. As the top 2% prize, we have the old wagon sofa. I guess you sit on this right in here next to the barrels. It's a weird one. Out of all the furniture that we got, I wouldn't have picked this one. I probably would have picked something like the train bed, but I'm not upset. This is one of the better designed furniture items. It's by Puga, and Puga is really good at designing stuff. It is an interesting choice for a top 2% prize, especially because it's a furniture item, and I know a lot of people don't really like furniture items. I will agree that this is kind of a strange top 2% prize, but I'm not upset. Just a little confused. All right, now we can address the elephant in the room. What the frick is this lighting? This is like the deluxe version of OG Jailbreak. I'm a huge fan of this. If this is the lighting that's gonna be in the game, I think it looks amazing. It might just be me. I really like the lighting we have right now and how it's like brighter and less like yellow tinted, because this looks pretty yellow tinted, which leads me and some other people to believe that it might just be for the Western season. But at the same time, I'm also kind of hoping it stays. I don't know, I'm torn. I really like the current lighting, but I also really like this lighting. But I do think this would be a really good choice to add into the game, because it'll give people a lot more OG Jailbreak vibes, and I know a lot of people like that. So I think this would be a better decision for the game if it's getting added. So hopefully it gets added, because I really like it. And then one other thing, we got some big mountains here, which were not there before. And they look very Western in an area of the map that's not usually very Western. So I'm gonna go theory mode and say that this is a seasonal map change. Not just for the fall map, because Asimo did say down here, also some of you noticed a work in progress fall map, good eyes. But this is kind of a weird choice to add for a fall-themed map. Why would you add Western-themed mountains to a fall-themed map? Which leads me to believe that not only are we getting the orange fall-themed map that we usually get every year, but we're also getting some temporary Western-themed map changes for this season. I think that'd be a really fun and unique change, that if we get minor map changes every season that come and go each season, I think that'd be a really nice way to freshen up the gameplay while also adding a season. So like, if you add these big Western mountains around the map just for the Western season, I think that's great. And then maybe next season, I don't know, let's say it's futuristic themed, you add like some futuristic buildings around the map. I think that's cool. I think that would be a really nice change that would really freshen up the gameplay. I could just be completely wrong, and these could be a permanent addition, in which case it's like, why would you add these in the middle of the map in a place where it doesn't really look like they belong? Like, instead of doing these types of hills, you're just adding these rocky ones. But I have more faith in Asimo, and I think that these are gonna be temporary. And if they're not temporary, they're for the fall map, in which case, also, why would you add these for the fall map? It doesn't really match. My best guess is that these are temporary for the season, in which case, that's a really cool change. All of this is just theorizing, of course. I'm excited to see whatever Asimo and Bad ZC decide to do. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the seasonal items. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you cowboys later. Yeehaw!